Greetings, everyone. How y'all doing today? Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. Today is the day that Mercury rules, and Mercury is currently in Pisces, if I'm correct. I'm pretty sure it is. Um, I am known Mama, also known as Monique, and this is our Master Nodal class. Each day I come in and talk about the astrological transits that are supporting us as we shift from our old ways of being and into a new frequency, a new way of functioning, a new way of thinking, a new way of being ourselves. Like we happen to be the humans on the planet when there's something that's happening that has never occurred before. And it's remarkable. It's scary as fuck. It's also exciting and invigorating. And what we're up to is coming out of the dark ages and into the golden age. And what that looks like, as an individual, for me, it looks like shedding my old self, like literally dying to the old and being born to a new self. This is the most challenging work I've ever done in my life. Like, this is my life's work. My life's work is to shed my old self and step into a new way of being and to support others in doing the same. And it is rigorous. It is a very rigorous experience. I had no idea when I first started, when I said yes to this, when I said yes to, like, okay, I've always felt something trying to emerge from me. When I was a little girl, I felt like, huh? Like I used to be looking around like, huh? And really looking for something that felt resonant to me. And nothing did. Nothing felt resonant. The only things that felt subtly resonant was like my grandmother's love. Like my grandmother really loved me, and I could tell that she was doing her best to support me, and that I resonated with her striving to give me something. Like I could feel it. It was like I'm like, this woman is really doing her best to give me something. And so that resonated with me, but what she was giving me, the information she was giving me, did not resonate with me. But her desire to give me something valuable to support me did resonate with me. And so I have learned throughout my life to be able to seek resonance. And it's rare that I have actually aligned to resonance, but I'm beginning to align to it now as the old world is collapsing and the new one is emerging. I'm beginning to feel more myself. I'm beginning to realize, like, oh, we were taught to externalize everything, that you need to go to a doctor, that you need to go get education from these people, that you need a license and permission to be yourself from these people over here, that these are the standards of beauty and this is the standard of success. Like all those external things, I never could resonate with any of it. And I tried. I tried really hard. I tried to be married. Like not only did I try, I believed something was wrong with me because I didn't resonate with it, which created a great deal of frustration and resistance in my system, because I would begin to then go against myself, judge myself, be really critical of myself, force myself into circumstances and situations because everybody else was doing it, believing that that was what was for me. And it just took me one day just realizing, like, this shit ain't for me. This is not for me. You know what I mean? Like it's, um, like I've shared before, after my marriage ended, at some point I was parenting quite a bit because I had a young child, and I started dating somebody maybe a couple of years after my marriage ended, and I asked myself in the relationship, I had asked myself, I was like, do you think that you're gonna go back into the same experience and get a different result? Do you think that that marriage thing is gonna be different because you do it with a different person? Is that what you think? And I heard the voice in me. I was like, like, no, it's going to be the same because that's not for you. That's not for you. Um, thank you, Matthew. So, what we are doing right now is really accessing our authentic selves and our true identities. And it is the hardest work you'll ever do. But there's no other work to do, really. Like, we think these other things take precedent over our internal evolutionary process. And that is not the case, especially as Black melanated people in America. Especially, there is something significant and unique about us, and it has nothing to do with America. It has nothing to do with racism. It has nothing to do with being the chosen in the ways that we really attempt to narrate our experiences of oppression. Like, we're chosen, and that means that we that everybody sort of hates us because we're chosen, and that makes us sort of special in some way. That's not. It has nothing to do with any of that. And what it does have to do with is that we are cosmologically coded to evolve at a certain time in our cosmological experience, and that time is now. And the reason that we are the ones that do the evolution is because we are connected to the sun. So when we evolve, where we go, everyone goes. If you already see it in the world right now, whatever is happening in the Black community, because of social media, everyone is experiencing, everyone is bought in because our energy is so potent. Now, the thing to understand is that we are here to use that energy in a certain way for a specific function. And that specific function is to be yourself. Because in being true to who you are, you will elevate this dimension into another experience, into another expression of itself. And that's an internal journey. It really is inside. So it means letting go of all of these things that we have been bought into. So today is a Mercury day, meaning the Wednesday is the day that Mercury rules. Mercury's in Pisces. The sun is also in Pisces. And that means, and the North Node is also in Pisces, which is our Dharma. Mercury rules Virgo, which is where the South Node is, which is what we're letting go of. And the moon is in Gemini today. So, and the moon and Mercury is in, I'm giving you guys all this technical stuff because I like to, but Mercury is in a trine with Pluto, which is in Aquarius. So today is really about one thing: be thee transformed by the renewing of your mind. That's what the Bible says. Be thee transformed by the renewing of your mind. Tell a new story about you. Create a new identity for yourself, because this is a blank page. We're born into a reality where we come in and we're captured by your name and your gender, right? Because it's like when I say capture, you begin to attach to these identities. You begin to overly identify with, I'm a mother, I'm a doctor, I'm a bus driver, I'm somebody's friend. You identify with these external experiences as if they are who you are, and they are not who you are. But when we identify, we create these hooks into these experiences that weigh us down. They weigh us down into the lower dimensions. And so the work is to unhook yourself. Unhook yourself from these identities. Unhook yourself from the identity of being a Black person as it is narrated through the lens of Black and white in this country, right? That's not who you are. Unhook yourself from the narrative of religion or needing some sort of God outside of yourself that is approving of you or disapproving of you. Unhook yourself from these systems of government and social contracts and conditions that are having you feel like, because you might not be able to fulfill those things, that you might feel like something is out of alignment. But unhook yourself from it. It's not who you are at all, and begin to ask, who am I? Who am I really? I ask myself all the time. I remind myself, like, I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, and I was saying that, they told me this place is called Earth. That's what they told me. But I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't know that this is Earth. I don't know really where I am. Like, how do we know, other than that we were told, right? Like, I don't know. And so I do these, I ask myself to unhook myself, because when I make these agreements, like, oh, this is what success is, or this is what happiness is with other people, then I override my own capacity to find my own level, right? So I question everything. I'm clear that I don't know exactly where I am. I know what I was told. I know they told me this was Earth, right? I did not, there's no signage, I don't, so I question that, and I release myself from it. And, I know that I was told that I needed a savior in order to access God or to know God. I don't know about that, right? Like, I don't know. That doesn't seem true. So, what is it that I do know? I know that I'm here. I know that I'm in this body. I know that I am, that when I breathe, it sustains me. I know that I have relationships and, like, friends, people who I'm connected to. Um, some of those relationships feel good, some of them don't feel good. I know that I have been following the rules of this reality, and it has not ever felt really good to me, right? So, really, in a question, so that I can begin to construct what truly is right for me, what actually feels good to me. And with Mercury in a trine with Pluto, we're being asked to revolutionize ourselves, like, really, really let go of the old stuff. And this, it's like lose your mind, like, which is a very, in my experience of doing this work, in the moments where I recognize that I need to lose my mind, I have panicked. It has been really a challenging thing for me to allow to occur, because I have a story based upon this world about what it means to lose your mind. And it means that you're crazy. And so I have had to really look at all of the definitions, and what is crazy? What is that? You know what I mean? Like, crazy is somebody who people don't understand. Well, is it okay for me to be somebody that people don't understand? Yeah, sometimes. Really, I'm okay with being misunderstood. Um, I'm okay with being seen as awkward or weird. I'm totally okay with all of those things. And so, as I allow myself to recognize that it's safe for me to be with the unknown, to be unknown, to be it's safe for me to do that. And as I do that, then I can collapse the realities of beliefs that I've had. I don't need to believe what everybody else believes in order for me to feel safe. I don't need to think how everybody else thinks in order for me to feel aligned. I don't need to override my senses and feelings um, in order for us to, in order for me to, I don't need to override my senses and feelings in order for me to feel connected, right? Like, I don't need to ignore what's going on inside of me, for real. I can prioritize myself. And in the prioritizing of ourselves and releasing ourselves from these things that we've been told or given, that we've attached to because we were told that it was important, as we release it, then you make space for new ideas, to come, because all of this is ideas. The United States of America is an idea. It's not a place. It's an idea. It's a place in our minds. Christianity is an idea. It is a place in our minds. Islam, these are ideas. These are all ideas that we acclimate our behaviors to, our beliefs to, our choices to, that then create our realities and these agreed upon constructs. So you can get some new ideas. That's what Mercury in a trine with Pluto, which is in Aquarius, is saying, get some new ideas. I think Mercury might actually be in Aries. I'm gonna see. Hold on one second. I'll be right back. Yes, Mercury is in Aries. So I stand corrected. Mercury's not in Pisces. Mercury's in Aries. Um, and so this is even more energy, because Mercury in Aries, Aries is beginnings. So now we actually have the energy to access a new thought, to access a new idea, a new idea. We have the energy available to access a new idea. And with Aries, it's a new idea about yourself. Aries is saying be innovative. The moon today is in Gemini, and the moon in Gemini is the story you're telling, right? So literally, you get to really write a whole new identity. And you get to, and here's the thing, because the sun is in Pisces with the North Node and Neptune, it can be a fantasy. You can use your imagination. We have been taught out of these things. We've been taught, like, if you, that makes you crazy. You know what I mean? If you, no, that actually makes you creative and a wizard and magical. It doesn't make you crazy. It makes you in alignment with how this system works. That's what it does. So today, tell new stories about yourself. I'm telling stories that I am abundant, that I'm magical, that everything I touch turns to gold, that everywhere I go, I am resonating at the frequency of authenticity and love, and each person in my environment is transformed through me being true to myself. I am the one. I am the one who is deeply in love and filled with the connection of the divine. And as I know this for myself, I know that each person who I come in contact with in any way today experiences the energy that I am in themselves. In themselves. It's not about me. It's about me activating something that allows others to experience the depths of themselves, because of oneness. Because of oneness, because we are all one. So it's important for us to understand, and I talked about this, like being able to name, command the reality. Like yesterday, I was talking to a girlfriend of mine, texting with her, and she texted. It was so funny. She's probably about 25 years older than I am, and I've known her for years, and she has been on a journey, a spiritual journey for years. She's also a Virgo, and she texted me out of the blue, and she was like, "Hey, I can't, I can't get my CMOS to gel. Can you help me?" And I was like, no, I don't know anything about CMOS. I don't use CMOS, or I don't take it. It's nasty. And she's like, no, you taught me how to do. She texts back, you taught me about CMOS. She said, you must be getting old. She said, you must be getting old, because I didn't remember at all. And I was like, oh, all I remember was that I don't like sea moss. It is, and I'm somebody who spends a lot of time in the ocean, and sea moss is disgusting to me. Um, and and she was telling me how I taught her about sea moss, and I had no recollection of that. And I was just aware. I was sitting and thinking about it, and I was like, huh, I don't even remember that. But what I did feel grateful for was that I taught her something that has been helping her for years. I don't even use it, but it's been helping her. And to the point that when she had a hard time with it, she literally came back to me. So I said to her, I said, okay. I said, so imagine that the sea moss is gelling. Just imagine that it's doing what you want it to do. Like, see it, see yourself being excited that, oh, it worked. Oh, I did this and it worked out. And hold that in your body, and then put it in the refrigerator and take it out tomorrow and see if it's gelled. But imagine that it's so, like a child would, like be like a child. Use your energy to through imagination to make the world what you want it to be. Like when we were children, the energy on the planet was still very dense and we didn't have the powers that are starting to come in now. Years ago I was talking to another friend of mine. We don't communicate anymore, but he said when he was really little he used to try to move his little figurines with his mind, and because they didn't move, he could feel the power inside him, but because they didn't move, he stopped believing that he had the power. And that is what's happened with a lot of us, because our energies didn't work in the way that we thought that they should as children. We gave up and we aligned ourselves to the dimension that we were taught. And what I'm saying is now those energies are available for us to really activate our energy through telekinesis, through through telepathy, through intuition, through our psychic abilities, through learning to manipulate energy. That stuff is available, but it takes devotion and commitment. And the old world is dying, and so you need to learn how to access your power. You've got to do it. And so that's why I'm here every day talking about it, because I'm doing it, and I don't want to do it by myself, because I just feel better when I have support, you know. Michelle, she said, thank you for this blessing. I appreciate your words. They are allowing me to keep my mind in the right space. Yes. So important today to keep our minds in the right space. With with Mercury trine Pluto, our minds are highly creative today. They're highly creative. And the moon in Gemini and Mercury in Aries, our minds are highly creative. So write things down that you desire. Write it down how you want it. Like focus so that you can actually get yourself in the imagination of where you want to be, and when it's time, it will come into manifestation. We're going to be like X-Men. That's right. That's right. We're going to be like X-Men. That's right. That's absolutely right. But I'm telling you guys, it takes devotion and commitment. This is not easy to do. And I know we have all sorts of ideas, and this is the hardest, because you have to go from the caterpillar to the butterfly. You have to take the materials you have and morph them into something else. This is challenge. This is like, see, that's what I'm saying. To be chosen is to have a responsibility. And the responsibility is beyond all the shit that's going on the earth right now, and the wars, and the people in Israel talking about they're the Jews and they're the ones and they're the children. None of that shit, man. All that's a distraction. All that's a distraction. Be who you're here to be. And it doesn't matter what any other groups are doing. And we're not doing it to be like special. That's not what this is about. This is about an evolutionary galactic thing that's happening in our solar system. All this other shit don't mean nothing. It really means nothing. I was reading an article today. There's an article in this Science, and they were saying that the galaxy is starting to, there's realizing that stars are being created faster than they have been. That is because there is a evolution occurring in the galaxy. We are a part of that evolution. So it's starting to quicken, and it's starting to have, and science is even saying it, but it's not on the news, and they're not encouraged, because the old reality, we actually need the tension. We need the tension between the old and the new. It's the tension that actually gives us the energy and the power to birth a new thing. But don't put your focus on the old. Just allow yourself to experience the tension and follow it. Feel the tension, and know that that tension will lead you to your next experience of yourself. Whew. All right, you all. Peace and blessings. If you need support, you can go to my website and book your coaching packages. My coaching calendar is open. I have space for new coaching clients, so you can book your natal chart coaching and you can book your coaching packages. That quickening is no joke. That's right. That's right. That's right. It is a real quickening. All right, y'all. Healwithmoonmama.com. Peace and blessings. Healwithmoonmama.com.